Hi, everybody. I'm back with the Bond film reviews and spoilers. And yeah, I got really some good spoil. Well, I was a bit late in that. Sorry about that. I had a bit of trouble watching it today. So I had to watch it on the PC, which was good because then I could take screenshots. But then which was bad because then the film lasted 3 hours because taking, but I took loads of screenshots, so all the way through the film, mostly. There was quite a bit of fucking. I think this has got to be one of the most like revealing Bond girl films and all, as in like all the Bond girls were like scampily dressed and that, but like you were seeing like cleavages nearly everywhere and that. So yeah, I couldn't take because there was some um, screenshots where it might have got me video age restricted, even though the Bond films are a PG, but quite revealing shots. Loads of them shadow um, silhouette naked women's shots, which was like crazy. And there's one way you practically can see nearly everything right at the end, and that I had to be careful. But yeah, let's get the review poster thing up. Share this. Yeah, we all right as only. Which it got like pretty much what happened in the film and that 2 hours and 7 minutes. So yeah, it was like quite a long Bond film. Usually they're like 2 hours, but yeah, had the Red Lotus that don't really get used. Yeah, and the Citroen that like does get really used. Yeah, like skiing, crossbows, and underwater fucking deep diving fucking equipment, which is fucking think we're in a space of like because this was done in '81, so I think Inner Space was done '85, so it was a few years before Inner Space. Because yeah, you got like your subs and that with mechanical arms and some good bike action scenes and all. It was in the snow, so they had to have spiked tires and that, and so nowadays they'd have probably gone with the treadmill bike um, snowmobile things. But yeah, and then a bit of cheeky. Even though this is a painting and that, but real good painting. I think it was painted from like a real picture in that because it is a real woman or a real person. But I think it is a woman anyway. And so yeah, they just did a painting of it. But yeah, real good cover to show like what happens in the film. Oh yeah, actiony, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, and the helicopter and all, the helicopter scene, which is right at the beginning, which shows like that it's the James Bond from Doctor No, and that from the Sean Connery. It's like um, Ian Fleming's. So yeah, well, great film, though. Great film. It's got like a few fight scenes in that, not loads. And there ain't any gadgets, so that's a bit of a like downer for the Bond films. Although there is like one gadget though that like yeah, but yeah, it's one of them gadgets though that like nowadays you can like set up, but in them days it was like, oh yeah, okay, futuristic. Well, not futuristic, but like a bit expensive in them days to get that set up. But nowadays you can easily do it. But yeah, the film and all with a transsexual or full um, up and all, where he had his testicles removed and that breast implants. I wasn't quite sure where he obviously looked like a she because it was in a scene where there's loads of women at a pool party sort of thing, and so it's real hard to spot where they are. But yeah, bring it up. So look at the cast though. Um, yeah, share this. Yep, obviously Roger Moore as James Bond. Carol Bouquet as Melina Havelos. What? Lynn Holly Johnson as Babby Dara. Or like in it, she's real young from that. Because yeah, it's a two shagger and all. Even though Bond gets his last shag right at the end to make it a two shagger. Yeah, and then Sada Harris as Countess, like, and that's well, yeah. Bond gets to shag her, obviously the lead Bond girl, and then he gets to knob her, so yeah, two shagger. Yeah, Julian Glover as Astorio, Chris, was it Chris Christatus? Yeah, yeah. Chama or Topo as Marlo Colombo. Desmond, Desmond Llewellyn as Q, and there was no M in this one either. It was just Q and the defense minister of defense, and Charles Dance. He plays a henchman who like it's a bit part for him. He don't really fucking have any lines in it, so it was one of them roles where he he didn't really get any lines, but he was in it for like good 10 minutes or. Yeah, Robin Young, she just sells flowers and that. Jill Bennett as Jacob Brinks, who's the trainer to Lynn Holly's character, who's an ice skater. Lewis Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny. Eva Rubber-Stelling as Rubovica. Yeah, there was like quite a lot of like things. Yeah, might like with his Wikipedia sort of thingy over there. She might be like the silhouette bird who's in the fucking beginning song and that, but John Wyndham, who plays Eric Krieger. I think like there's two dudes there, yeah, and it's that dude because that's the other dude, Michael Gothard, who plays Elmi Lockie or Lockhill. But anyway, he plays a good sinister like person in that, and then John Mono as Luigi Ferrer. That might have been the fucking priest, but yeah. Then Walter Gottel as General Gogol. Jeanette Brown as Margaret Thatcher. Yeah, because there's a thing where it's saying Margaret Thatcher wasn't it, but it wasn't. It was this Jeanette Brown. Oh, like I've got a screenshot on that. She really does play Margaret Thatcher real good in that. And then Jack Helsley as Sir Timothy, who's like just what one of the key branches for me. Jeffrey Keane as Sir Frederick, who's the Minister of Defence. Jack Carroll and Apotheosis. Yeah. And James Miller as Bill Turner. Graham Crowden as Fair Sea Lord, yeah, because he's like one of the captain that's like he plays sea captain, but he's only in it for like 10 seconds. Paul Angelus as Cag Georgian. Toby Robbins as Ulina Havelock. And, yeah, Stephen Kelper as Hector Gonzo, Paul Bucky as Bunky, Noel Johnson as Vice Admiral, Akis Kiritos as Santos, Sheena Easton, who did the song. I don't know if she's like had a bit part in it, like a little cameo. But Albert R. Broccoli, they say like, but anyway, John Wells as Dennis Thatcher. Yeah, he does a very good job because he's been in a few Bond films as like just himself or just as like a normal dude. But yeah, he did a good job as Dennis Thatcher. William Holland as McGregor, Maureen Bennett, Sharon Kuehl, Graham Hawkins, Stag as Martin's man, Stagler as Nico, Alan Hume, Nicholas Riley, Geefman, Ralph Rose. Although Geefman's got a picture of fucking Sean Bean. So don't know. But Paul Watson, Viva. Yeah. Saying Margaret Thatcher was in it, but I don't think she was. Guthrie John and Tom Brothers. Yeah. Yeah, this. This But yeah, it was a bit like the Live and Let Die, more of the Live and Let Die book than it was. Well, then Live and Let Die was, but yeah. Yeah, some great sort of fucking stunts on the ice anyway. Like crazy shit. It was a Bond film, and that plot line was pretty sort of fucking simple-ish, where a tracking surveillance system called ATEX for ballistic missiles, and it's it's like a little laptop computer, and that Bond's got to retrieve back before it gets like into the wrong hands. That's basically the plot line. Quite simple plot line, but obviously a bit sort of complicated storyline. Well, the plot's real easy though. Bond's just got to get this fucking defense fucking tracking system called ATEX. So in them days and all, it was one of them where because it was done in '81, where fucking big computers and that sort of thing. So this was like top notch quality fucking high tech equipment. Well, obviously, it's dated now because yeah, when you're doing anything with computers and that I like to that um, time over like when the computers what makes the air and that so the level of technology it obviously is going to date it, but still a great film though. Still a great film. Got some fucking good fucking suspensive like scenes and that because yeah, it's not as actually and it's not as comedy for a Roger Moore and all. It's quite serious for a Roger Moore, apart from right at the end. But it's not really Roger Moore that's doing it. It's someone else that's done, but it really goes spoofed out at the end. But it's for the last like 2-3 minutes right at the end where they just like have a laugh. But because the rest of the film is really serious and that fucking they could go a bit crazy, I think, at the end because it was seen like right at the end. So you like been watching quite a serious film and that. So you're not thinking, oh yeah, that film was fucking really corny. I think it was probably because of Moonraker. They like thought, oh yeah, we'll have to ground it down in reality a bit more and that shit. And so yeah, it doesn't go. There is some like funny moments in that, but for Roger Moore, he does try and keep it quite serious. But yeah, there we go though. Let's get on to the spoilers. Let's get the spoiler back up. But I don't know why I'm really putting the spoiler up because it ain't going to be up there for long. But just in case. Oh yeah, people need to see the spoilers. Um, Sort of sign like, oh yeah, shit. If I don't want the film spoiling, turn away now because the spoilers are coming up. And because, as I say, I took loads of screenshots, so I'll give it like oh at least 2 or 3 minutes with the spoilers up there. So if anyone's like flicking through or out or fucking just casually glancing at like fucking what's getting streamed and that, then it's like, oh yeah, oh it's spoiler time. Don't fucking want to like get it spoiled because it's going to get really spoiled. Obviously, though, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Like I usually do go into quite a bit of detail on the fight scenes, but because I was taking screenshots, I'd have been fucking taking loads of screenshots of the fight scene. So I'm not going to go into detail. I'll like describe a bit of the fight scene, but we'll go into real detail. So it's not going to be spoiled that much. Well, it's one of them films where it's still worth watching. So yeah, it might not be fucking much of a surprise on what happens at the end, but you'll see like some fights and that shit that fucking I didn't like going because like yeah, there were quite a few and a bit of a battle. Like they did get the action going. As I say, we're a Bond film. There were some quiet moments in it, but not that quiet though. Not that quiet, but some like bits where it's like, oh yeah, yeah. It's not full on fucking action all the time. Like with Bond films usually are. It's had a bit more of a storyline. As I say, I think it was because there was like, right, we got to make Bond a bit more sort of fucking realistic in that. So let's not fucking go really crazy in that. And so the action is sort of like calmed down a bit. Well, I say not calmed down, but more subtle. And that, like, Bond doesn't go off kicking ass all the time and that shit. He has to, like, have some help on this one. So there's, like, quite a bit of action, but Bond's helping out in the action. And that into some of it. But yeah, here we go then. Let's get the spoilers going. Yeah, it's took me fucking ages. Like, and hopefully, it's fucking saved it in order and that. Yeah, hopefully they're in order. Yeah, here we go then. Have to stop sharing that screen. Share this one. Hopefully, they're big enough on that. Yeah. A bit. I wanted it a bit bigger. Like, full screen it. But it's big enough that you can see. So, yep. As most Bond films start, with the gun barrel and the fucking bloodshot sort of thing running down the gun barrel. And yeah, Roger Moore is there in that. Yes, that's some shit. Yeah. So starts off like where Bonds goes to the graveyard and that with his flowers to his wife's grave and that, and like the vicar's there sort of thing, and Bond lays the flowers, and then this helicopter comes to pick him up, and then the vicar starts doing the cross sign and that, which Bond's like, "Whoa, what?" Well, maybe he's just a person who don't like flying, but yeah, well, Bond takes off and that, and then like fucking the pilot gets electrocuted by his earphones and that, and he's dead. And then it comes through the radio, and that they don't say his name because but it's supposed to be oh Blofeld who killed his wife in on Her Majesty's Secret Service and that. So Blofeld's in a wheelchair and that, controlling the helicopter. Then Bond, he like fucking gets out and that, gets to the pilot's fucking door, and like on this screenshot, they do it quite well in that. That on the screenshot, it doesn't look that fake, but when you see it, you can tell like the background is fake. But with Bond films, or they did have a stuntman fucking flying around on the helicopter in that, so outside of it, like looking like he's getting in there in that, which was pretty fucking dangerous, probably in that. I don't think it'd it'd have been all that hard. It'd have been harnessed in, but still dangerous. Oh, fucking fuck. Yeah. So anyway, Bond gets in and that takes over the controls by fucking disenabling the automatic fucking helicopter control system, and then picks up fucking Blofeld and that. And it's a bit of a comedy bit where you go, "Oh, Mr. Bond, what are you doing? So crazy and that shit." Bit of comedy and that at the beginning, actually. I forgot about this bit. But yeah, and Bond flies him over to a fucking furnace chimney and then drops him in. and that, and then it's like the opening credits. That was Sheena Easton. We probably want to put her name because yeah, you do see her in this actually because on the beginning, and as you can see, the naked silhouette bears are all over, and that they're all like yeah. Whoever was like doing the intro um, music silhouette, it was like, oh yeah, no, we need more. But like, well, I think it's the same last, but it was like, oh yeah, we need to put loads of her in. But still, that's the Bond films and that, yeah. And then cuts to like where there's a ship that with its netting because it's a spar ship that's supposed to look like a just a normal fishing trawler. It like pulls in a land. I mean, a man because is on water and that. So it's like one of them bobbing fucking land seamans that just blows half the ship up and that. Like water's rushing in and that. Everyone's in the sort of like control thing. He gets fucked up and that, and like all like drowned and that. And there's a oh, I'll just go back onto that one more. There's a machine in that called ATEX where yeah the fucking transmitter in that fucking is all was going to get destroyed, but they didn't have time because it was one of them where they didn't pull the lever, and so it didn't set off the destruction self destruct mode, and so it, the ship just sinks, and like you see this later on in the film, but yeah, he just sinks to the bottom, and that, and the Apex transmitter machine that's like ballistic missile targeting system that like is the top notch fucking technology of their day sort of thing and that so they don't want anyone else to be like copying it around. So anyway, they get like fucking the sink sunk and that, and then it cuts to Melina who sees her dad and that shit, and the helicopter and that took her on it, that the pilot and that fucking comes back and that, and then just shoots the shit out of her dad and mum and that, and like she sort of luckily enough is in a like doorway, and the orders in to kill her anyway. He the pilot just got paid to fucking kill the father because he does like archaeological underwater digs and that, and they didn't want him going anywhere near because you don't know this in the film, but well, you don't know this at this stage of the film, but it's because they're quite near where the fucking it's called the Saint George's ship is with the ATEX transmitter is near where they're doing their sort of digs and that, even though it's underwater, so it's not really digging, it's more sucking up. But anyway, she's like pissed off and that, like she would be. And well, gets to Bond and that with Miss Moneypenny, and he's all like, oh, all right, yeah, fucking. What is them then? Say, oh no, fucking. It's just the minister, I think. But anyway, they have their sort of like fucking talk together and that. And he goes in talking to, I forget his name, but he's the Minister of Defence, where he's like told Bond that, like, yeah, the St. George ship that fucking had this ATEX transmitter on has sunk and that, and so we need you to fucking go and like find it and that. And they found out the dude who shot the pilot dude who shot fucking Melina's father and that. And so like Bond's been told to like go and check him out, see what he fucking knows and that shit. So like he goes and creeps into like this garden pool party and that. And this is where there's that and I don't know if the fucking put him on film or hair, but it was definitely like in this scene. But like there's so many, like it's hard to tell unless like you fucking know exactly who you're looking for. But yeah, Bond's like seeing what's happening and that, and he sees like the dude in the shorts there who fucking shot like Melina's father and that, getting paid off by what's he called, Locke, by this. But like at the time, he don't know he's called Locke anyway. But anyway, Bond then gets fucking caught by these two sort of fucking henchmen in that, and take him to the pilot dude. But then, because like he's probably not a pilot, he's probably able to fly a plane. But anyway, because he's well, like this big rich, he's like a hitman or something. Well, he tells the henchman to just take Bond away and shoot him and that. Well, just as before he dives in and that, he gets shot by a fucking arrow and that. And then, like, in the commotion, Bond starts fighting with these dudes and, like, escapes because he gets a brolly and that and starts beating these dudes up and that. And fucking jumps over this sort of, like, quite high sort of fucking, because I forget what exactly where it's set, but it's set in where they have quite hilly sort of mountain sort of range where they put little houses on top and that, and have big mansions there and that or whatever. But anyway, he goes because like he pulled up in his White Lotus Esprit and that. Well, there's a sign on that says "Don't break glass." Here's where the gadget is, sort of thing, because it says "Don't break glass," sort of warning, "Don't break glass, burger alarm." Where in them days it was fucking real expensive and that to have like a censored fucking burger alarm in your car. Where nowadays the fucking in everyone in every car, I think, sort of thing. But in them days, it was well anyway. He breaks the glass and boom, it just fucking explodes, which is like quite sort of funny when you don't know because You see the dude big lass and boom, probably just blows him away in that. But anyway, Bond, he has to fucking because at this time he's like seen uh Malia or what her name is, and so they run into his car. But when his car blows up, they're like, "Oh, have you got a car?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so they go to her car, and it's a Citroen, and that, which fucking she starts driving and that, and like, yeah, they have a bit of fucking accident and that, and, like tips over. Like you can see side damage and that because these Citroens got really fucked up, but they all still kept driving because there was two or three, I think they had. Well, I know they definitely would have had two because you always have like two sort of spare stunt cars if you're doing like crazy stunt car scenes in case the stunt goes a bit wrong and you fuck your car up, and so you need another car to fucking like the Dukes of Hazzard car was one of them where like it'd be jumping and all that shit and be smashing, and like the Knight Rider car where they'd be jumping and smashing the car that like sometimes the car would be fucked, so they'd have to get another car in just in case fucking they had to do a bit where they had to drive around the corner or something after the stunt. But yeah, well, it gets like um rolled over and that, and then so Bond gets in and that, and then he's driving that, and then he gets pushed down a hill and that, and then he gets totally even fucked up more and that. Like, and this Citroen that the like was like um made to quite simple, so they're like a bit like Jeeps where they pretty much can take a pounding and still drive. Yeah, yeah, CJH man, yeah. But anyway, Citroen's totally fucked up and that, but he's still driving and that, so burning away and that, and then fucking they get away, and then Bond goes back to Q base and that fucking, and then he's got like a red fucking um, Lotus Esprit and that, and Bond's been like told, "Oh yeah, you fucking fucked up because the person you were supposed to fucking talk to got fucking shot with an arrow, and they're dead. So fucking like, there's no leads." Well, anyway, Bond's like, "Oh well, I saw the person paying the pilot dude," and so he goes to Q and that for like the face recognition and that, which back in the 80s and that, this was like their high quality fucking facial mapping recognition system, but obviously it looks a bit dated now. Well, anyway, the match sort of like the face and that, and it brings out the name and that, and fucking, and it's like this lock dude, Omar, somewhat locked. But anyway, Bond then goes to like this sort of like ski resort sort of place and that, because there's a contact that's going to help him find this locked dude. So anyway, he goes and to another contact, I was going to take him to this other contact that knows about the dude and that. Then, like, yeah, they get to meet him, which you don't know this when you see this, but yeah, he's the head villain. Um, Chris Christatus is somewhat Christatus. He's like a wealthy dude and that who like probably maybe inherited money because I don't think he's got like warehouses and all. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, he does like dodgy dealings, but you don't know this. You think he's just a like normal sort of like businessman with warehouses and that. But anyway, he's sort of like fucking got. He's sponsoring the ice skater bed, and she's got a like trainer and that. Oh, like Bond. Oh, she fancies Bond and that. Don't know why. I think it's probably because like she's gets sex starved because they don't want her fucking having sex and that. They just want her training all the time and that. So she wants Bond to take her to her oh, what's it called? I should have written down. Ski shoot, I think it's called, where you're like skiing and then you stop and then you start shooting targets or skiathlon or something like that. So, anyway, Bond says, "All right then, yeah," because well, that lock dude is watching them and that, but they don't know this and that. And then Bond sees fucking that Melina going into a fucking like um oh well it's a gun shop but it's selling crossbows and that. So yeah. Sporting sort of fucking like shop. But he knows oh yeah she's going in for a crossbow and that. Well, anyway. These dudes on bikes actually comes out and then Bond's talking, starts to try and fucking run her over. So Bond starts fucking smacking them off. Well, smacks one off with a fucking board. So starts beating them up and that. There's a real good stunt where fucking he's fucking puts the plank of wood in front of one of the fucking bike wheels and he just fucking goes flying into a shop window and that. Fucking I think that's the stuntman got a bit air in that one, I think, but I'm not quite sure. But it looks like he gets there, like as stunts are done, where you're supposed to look like you're getting it. I think he really did get it. Well, I can't remember how badly but yeah. Well, anyway, Bond sort of like fucks off to his hotel room after beating up them bikers, and then thingy the ice skate bed sort of like in his room, and he could have had a three shagger on this, but because like I think he's thinking, oh no, she's a bit too young, because I think Roger Moore he'll he'll be sort of like in his 50s, I, I think, or nearly in his 50s. No, no, I think he would have been early 50s probably, and so yeah, she's a bit too young for him. Even though if I'd have been James Bond, I'd have made this a three shagger, but I wasn't. So, but yeah. Well, anyway, we go to like the ski shoot, whatever it is called, and that where yeah, they're like skiing, and then they're shooting at targets and that, and they're going to see fucking um, I forget his name, but he's like a KGB fucking agent and that, but he he's undercover sort of thing because he's hanging around with that Christoph dude to get this Airtex machine. Well, anyway, Bond sort of like burns up and that, and then he's fucking getting like chased and that. And this scene's pretty fucking good with the skiing that and that on the bikes and fucking bit where like he does like off a jump and as he's does a like a 360 or whatever, fucking knocks the gun out of the dude's hand with his ski, and then like just lands and starts skiing off and that shit. And then like yeah, okay, it's like escapes him and gets to like this bit where fucking there's some tourists doing like them oh I think it is a ski jump where yeah they just go down and jump and that. Well, like yeah, Bond goes and that. There's a bit of a bit where, as I say, it's not all that exciting in that because there's a bit where it plays like on the spy sort of fucking thing where he's trying to fucking in um Majesty Secret Service where he plays it a bit more sort of realistic where he tries to just hide away than using gadgets to get him sent out. But anyway, okay, Charles Dance and that well, as like Bond's going down the ski jump and that, Charles Dance comes out and there's a bit of a fight with him and that, but they both like jump off at the ski jump at the end and that. So Bond like skis off and that, and then he's getting chased, so he puts like a ski fucking between two trees and that, and then fucking goes on to like a slalom fucking on skis and like yeah, this is fucking pretty sort of dangerous and that. And then a fucking bike comes on, and I tell you, when you see this stunt, like you can fucking see how fast they are going and that because they they go right up on the side of the fucking slopes and that, and so to keep up there, you've got to be at going at speed and that. They don't they go around the corners sort of like normally. They're proper using the fucking turns and that. It's like fucking hell. Could have been dangerous if fucking they didn't get it right and that. But yeah, well anyway, fucking Bond like gets out of there and that, and then fucking jumps over this fucking, which is a bit crazy, but he jumps over this fucking farm fucking house and then lands on over it, over onto like the fucking ski sort of like onto the snow sort of ramp bit there. But the bike car it goes through the fucking shed and then smashes into like a fucking bench thing and that, and then fucking Bond he fucks off and that, and then he goes sees the skater bed and that to ask about that KGB agent who she knows because she went to go see him do his ski shoot, I think it's called. Well, then these fucking well, she's sort of like, oh yeah, fucking um I'll tell you and that, but a trainer tells her to like leave and that. And so then these ice hockey players come on like if they're practicing, but the lights go out and that shit. They start like being the shower Bond and that, but Bond obviously fucking and here's where Charles Dance was like fucking doing the stunts in this. He was one of them actors that like want that famous in the early 80s when this was filmed. And so fucking they said to him, well, you gotta be like a stuntman slash actor sort of thing. Well, pretty good fight scene in that. Bit corny, but like he tried to do a little bit of sense the other way. He puts them all in the fucking goal hockey net, but but the way they do it does seem quite feasible, even though you know, oh yeah, because the whole three of them landed in that. But yeah, then he goes because he came in the car and that. And then he goes back to his car, but his contact dude's been like fucking killed and that. He's like, oh shit. And he finds like a little white dove little pin thing. Well, anyway, Bond goes back to that Christadov as the informant, or like contact dude who's giving him information on how to find that lock dude who paid the pilot dude to kill the Melania fucking parents and that. But anyway, he says, oh yeah, fucking I know who he works for. This dude called Columbo and that. Well, anyway, Columbo has like his, because it's his hotel, I think, and that. So like he has it rigged for fucking audio fucking listening devices where he's recorded the conversation and that, where he's been told like to this bed that, oh yeah, well that's James Bond, or he's a secret agent and that, because he goes back to his table, and so she makes an argument with him and then she leaves, and then Bond as he does wants to get close to his sort of like mission, sort of like goes in there and starts like talking to her and that, and she's all like, oh yeah, come back to mine and that. So he goes back to hers and gets his knob in and that. He has his first shag, and she's all like, oh yeah, I was told to fucking check you out because boss, that Columbo dude, knows he's a fucking secret agent and that. Well, they have a shag in that, and then they go on the beach and that for a bit of a walk, and then you see fucking that lock dude in some beach buggies. And Bond's all like, oh yeah, stay with me sort of thing. But she runs off and that, and then fucking that lock dude, he like runs her over sort of thing. Pretty good fucking stunt woman and all, like does the stunt and all, because he's one of them where it won't go in real fast, but they'll sort of like throw themselves on it, and then you sort of like have to like throw yourself around to make it look like you're being thingied. So, but yeah, pretty good stunt where there's a stunt woman having to throw herself onto the bonnet of the car, sort of thing. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. But anyway, Bond sort of like fucking tries to like see if she's alive and that, but fucking she's dead. Well, um, these Lock and that then has the gun pointing at Bond, but these dudes in like scuba diver gear come out and harpoon like one of Locke's his henchmen, and then Bond kicks the gun out of Locke's hand, and then looks at that Countess Baird, but she's dead. But then they knock him out, and then he wakes up and he's on Columbo's like boat, even though it's a real smart boat that fucking's got an office in it. But yeah, he like tells Bond and that like, oh yeah, I'm I'm not fucking the one you want. It's Christatos sort of thing. He's the one that fucking like is doing drugs and that shit, smuggling drugs. Because he says he like smuggles, but he doesn't smuggle drugs and that. Because like opium, he's saying. Well, anyway, he tells Bond like, yeah, if you don't believe it, him in that, if you don't believe what he's saying, like he'll take him to one of Christoph's warehouses where he'll show him what sort of shit he's doing and that. So anyway, they go and like fucking bit of a shootout. Now there's a pretty good fucking shootout here and that, like loads of fucking action going on, like guns everywhere and that, like fucking bit of a like mini war battle. Not as many as fucking there has been in Bond films, but there's a good like 10 on each side. So like yeah, like quite a lot of shit going down. Anyway, fucking that lock dude, he's like, fuck that. I'm getting the fucking guns and that. So he gets some fucking guns and starts shooting shit and that. And like fucking he fucks off sort of thing into this sort of like warehouse bit where they got like these barrels where they get shot and they find like, oh yeah, it's opium inside these barrels and that. Even though they're not, I don't think they're supposed to look like barrels. They're supposed to look like paper fucking rolls or something, but it's not. It's like full with opium. Anyway, fucking that lock dude sets off a bomb and that where he just blows up the fucking warehouse. But Bond and that they've got out back by now and that, and then like Bond starts running up these stair things and that, whilst fucking that lock dude tries driving away, but it's spiraling up. And so even though it in the film, like the filmed it, like maybe it doesn't do that in real life, but the way they filmed it like if it's spiraling up, and so Bond's got a shorter distance to get there, but he's on foot. Where that lock dude, he's in a car and that. But anyway, Bond finally gets in front of him though, and fucking shoots and that shit, and that he shoots his shoulder and that makes him fucking swerve off and that onto like side of a cliff. And like, yeah, there's a bit where Bond's like proper fucking pissed because he killed his shag bit and his mate who was fucking um, getting information from and that. And so, yeah, he like gives him the fucking pin thing because he knows now, like, oh yeah, fucking that Columbo dude whose symbol is the white dove thing didn't leave it. You sort of like planted it to do a like false flag on that Columbo dude. So he's like, oh yeah, here's your fucking pin back sort of thing. And then he just boots the side of the car so it just fucking falls off the side. Which I think really Roger Moore did kick the side of the car and that, and it was one of them where I think it didn't fully drop off, but it was enough to make it look like it would drop off, sort of thing. Yeah. Well, anyway, okay. Then Bond, he goes back to the Melina bed. Oh, fucking, he told like, oh yeah, just go back home, sort of thing. Don't get involved. Stop fucking shooting people with fucking crossbows and that. So like, yeah, he goes back to her and that, and like, yeah, they like sort of like go up onto the ship and that, and like talking and that, and like see like the dad's parrot, oh like fucking is used really fucking comically at the end and that. But yeah, they start talking about fucking the St. George ship and that, and it went down sort of thing, and she's got like a 2-man sub, so they're going to like 2-man sub extradition to find this fucking ship, St. George ship that went down, and like fucking because like her dad was a resource heirs now, even though it was her dad's and that, but now because her dad and mum's dead, she inherits all his sort of equipment and that. So yeah, like fucking looking around and that shit, and then like yeah, oh yeah, now to the gentleman, old school Bond never was one of them fucking side bitches, right? Yeah, well, there is some side bitches around in this film, but Bond fucks them up because they just haven't got the British fucking accent. But yeah, old school Bond though is for masculine men though. Oh, side bitches. Oh, yeah, beaches. Yeah, don't like old school Bond. Too masculine. Because in this bit here, this is because it filmed all underwater. This shit would have been well, not in the sub maybe, but there's a bit where they get out and that. But yeah, fucking. They like see the find it and that, and it because they're in like this little 2-man sub sort of thing. They like come up on the like ship and that, and it is where you won't be a side-head bitches can't even fucking go near water on top of the fucking things because you have to use so much energy and that. But they're like underwater, got like deep pressure because they're so far down that the oxygen tank that they have only has 8 minutes of fucking oxygen because they've got to mix the oxygen because they're so far down, sort of thing. Anyway, they get um Christatos. He gets alerted that, oh yeah, someone's fucking near the fucking boat and that shit. Like set off some alarm. So anyway, so look, yeah, they get out and that fucking walking through water at them depths and that you can't be a sign-head bitch and that you gotta have fucking muscle on you and like carrying them tanks and all, even though the water's floating, but still you've got to have fucking. If you had like a sign-head bitch like Robert Patterson, try it. There's no way he'd be able to do this shit. He didn't even fucking have the ability much to wear the Batman suit. Never mind an underwater fucking suit and that shit. Like, yeah, like, got to fucking have like good lungs and all sort of thing. Because you're going to have some pressure pushing against your lungs at them depths. Not for the sign-head bitches. No. Well, anyway, they go in and that, and then they find the attack or the ATEC fucking machine and that, and like, yeah, you can see like the dude's hand where he could have, but he was getting fucked up by the water pressure pushing him back. That like he couldn't have enough energy to get to the lever, and so like yeah, he was close to it, but he never did pull the lever to detonate this detonation system that fucking would blow up the ATEC machine and that. But the lever had to be fucking switched down for it to end. So because it didn't get switched down, it didn't explode. But anyway, okay, crazy shit happens and that. Fucking as like they get the machine because Bond, because it's a British sub and that. Bond's got the code to disable the bomb and that shit because it's connected. Because like you can't move this ATEC machine without disconnecting the bomb, or it'll explode. It's like wired up and that. So like no one can just fucking take it away. Where Bond so like successfully fucking disables the like timer bomb sort of thing because yeah, it had so many like minute or two for it, just in case you had set it off and it was a false alarm. You had that minute or two to fucking stop it and that. Well, anyway, they send down some dude in one of the really heavy fucking for really fucking deep sea diving and that. One of them mech suit, well, not mech, deep diver suits. That's like fucking really heavy and that shit. That like fucking they can go real deep in that because the pressure. It's like a space. So well, anyway, Bond and that starts like fighting and that with him and that shit. But like, yeah, he's. This is where they probably stole Inner Space probably stole, well, not stole, but probably was influenced, should I say, by this scene, I reckon, with Inner Space. But yeah, it's all underwater, this shit. Don't know if it was Roger Moore exactly doing it, but I think there would have been shots in that where they would have stuck Roger Moore in this tank because it's not real deep when they're filming it, but it's supposed to be real deep in the film and that. And so yeah, it would have been like getting filmed in that, I reckon. Well, the dude's fucking Bond up in the bed because he fucked the bed's air tank up a bit and all. Well, Bond gets like the detonator bomb fucking, and then like because it's magnetized, just sticks it on the dude's fucking back of his head, sort of thing. Where he's trying to get it off and that, and then with all the commotion, Bond gets the fucking ATEX machine and that fucking, and the bit of a fight going on. Gets cut and all, sort of thing, because you can see the torch bit red, sort of thing, where it's supposed to be a bit, I think, blood, but yeah. Not for your cyanide. Your cyanide bitch couldn't even fucking get down there. Never mind, grab a fucking ATEX machine off him. But anyway, gets the machine off him and that, and then gets out of there, and then the fucking bomb explodes because the dude can't get it off his back, and he's like trying to fucking knock it off and that, but he's unsuccessful. But yeah, fucking. Then they get back in the sub, and then another thing where I say like, Inner Space would have been like influenced a bit by this, where little sub comes up and starts fucking up the big sub by pulling out all of its air tanks and fucking control system, fucking it right up. And so yeah, fucking. Luckily enough, because the bigger ship, the bigger sub is more powerful. It like pushes the little one into like the hole that they got into the St. George ship, and so fucking yeah, they just fuck off. Like I say, in Bond, there'd have been some gadget that Bond would have just fucking like used to blow up thingy, but in this one now he just like pushes him into like a wedges him into like a side hole of a ship. Left from where the man blew it up and that. But yeah, blew it. They get to the like boat and that, and they get up there and that because they think the crew is craning them back up there, but in it's the bad guys who Christoph, Chris Chris Darris is his sort of like henchman that bring him up and that, and like yeah, they take the air text machine off him and that, and like sort of fucking tie him up and say, oh yeah, fucking thanks for disabling it and that because they didn't know how to do it, and so I think they was waiting for fucking Bond or some fucking one who knew how to disable the bomb from the text machine. But anyway, this bit's fucking. I think the end scene in Live and Let Die, but the book version of Live and Let Die, where they get like fucking tied up and dragged along the sea for sharks and that. So they're fucking trying to get like them up and that shit. And that's what happens in the book of Live and Let Die. But they didn't do that in the film. But yeah, in this film, they do. I'm not quite sure exactly if it. I think they sort of like merged two books together. I think for Your Eyes Only, or they've extended it a little bit for Your Eyes Only. But yeah. Anyway, they're like get fucking, and this is a good stunt scene and all, where fucking one of them just get like just fucking dragged along and that shit off right off the ship and that, because like the title was sort of ship. Starts going along like in that, but gets to a point where they have to stop and turn around, where they could have just done like a figure eight and Bond would have been fucked up, but because they're doing like going up and down every time they turn around, Bond's got like 30 seconds to like fucking swim down to the bottom and free his arms and that by cutting the rope on some fucking coral or fucking stone or whatever. Then like on the second go, that like goes right down there and like fucking ties around the fucking rope around the like coral rock thing, whatever. And you can clearly tell that's not Roger Moore. But fuck it. They was like, yeah, we don't care. And there's like a good second or two when you see like this, where it's like, oh yeah, that's not Roger Moore, but they don't care. And it's like, yeah, well, you don't understand. I think they'd have got someone who can hold the breath quite good. I reckon. That's why the stuntman did and that, and the stunt woman and that shit. Well, the tension on the rope, because they start bending off, like snaps and that, and they've got like a little floaty buoy thing that like is showing them like where the fucking line is and that of rope, and so like it flies off and that, and, like smacks like one of the fucking henchmen dudes. Bit corny and that shit, you know. But bomb film, it could happen. It could happen, you know. But like, yeah. Well, anyway, he falls in and gets eaten by sharks and that, and then that Christatos dude, he's sort of like, right, fuck it, just run them down. Well, anyway, Bond and that Melina bear just start swimming to the bottom and that, you know, get away and that, and so fucking the boat sort of like just burns past them and that, but starts like looking around for them. Well, anyway, they go down and the nowhere there's a air tank that gets left there for digs and that, because it's one of them where fucking they can just leave them there because they're going to be down there shortly and that shit. So they just leave them there instead of like taking them up back to the service and that. So anyway, they go down there, start breathing like air and that. Well, that starter still thinks like the sharks have got them and that. So he's like, yeah, all right then, let's fuck off, sort of thing. Well, Bond and Melina got well back up onto their dad's ship when fucking they've like found like the status dude had left and that, so they go up, and the parrot and that says Saint Cyril's, yeah, and because that Stratos, Chris Steros dude had been up there, the parrot had like copied what he'd said, and so then like Bond goes to kill for this to see where this Cyril's is, but there's like 300 St. Cyril's or something, and so he like goes to that Columbo dude, and because that Columbo dude and that Cyril, like, they know each other real well, and that, cause I think there was mates and that, they're like, when there was kids, that like he knows the St. Cyril fucking place, that fucking that Chris Stavros dude is hiding out at, which is like a monastery, which is on top of a right big fucking mountain cliff sort of thing, and that where you can see sort of thing, and like there's like trapdoor that lowers a fucking basket down for people to get up there, and so the only way to get up there is to get in this basket thing, or what Bond does, because he's James Bond. There's a bit of mount. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. What about? There's a bit of mountain climbing and that, but yeah, but you see like the ice skater bed and her trainer, and she's pissed off because she's up there, and there's no ice skating rink and that for her to practice skating, and so she's like wanting to leave and that, and her trainer's sort of like, oh yeah, I think she's one of these trainers that was a bit of a lesbian, and he's in love with her because she's all like, oh yeah, I'll stay with you and all this shit. But anyway, yeah, Bond's climbing up, and like, yeah, I circled it just in case, like you didn't know, sort of like, because it'd be hard to tell, sort of thing, where Bond is. But even though that's probably not Roger Moore, but yeah. But anyway, he's climbing up there in that, and then fucking he like fucking falls down and that because he gets to the top and this dude boots him, like dude there sort of thing. He boots him in his face and that and makes him like fall down. And the stunt dude that did this stunt, it was one of them where he was harnessed up in that, but the rate that he fell down when he fucking thingied, he because when you see it in that, he whiplashed himself and that I think he nearly knocked himself unconscious or didn't knock himself unconscious or something. But it was one of them where the stuntman was like, "Oh, probably fuck, I'm not doing that stunt again." But yeah, but anyway, Bond's like climbing up the rope and that because the dude and that he's like knocking out his rock climbing fucking. I think I don't know what they're called, but they're them sort of like screw pin things that you hammer in and then like tie your fucking line onto it and that. So if you do fall, you got a safety fucking and it's oh yeah, there's a special name for them. But yeah. Well anyway, there's a bit where Bond fucking takes his shoelaces out, which I'm thinking, well, you probably could have climbed that rope about as quick as it would have took you to take your shoelaces out to climb the rope because he climbs it quicker with the shoelaces, but I don't know if he does it as quick as. But Anyway, Bond gets to the top before the dude takes his last safety fucking hook pin thing, and throws a knife because he's got to be like silent and that, and throws a knife and kills a dude. You know? Then like lowers the like little basket thing down from the trap door, and like three of them come up first, sort of thing, and that, and then like this dude airs somewhat, and he's all like, "Oh, what's happening here?" And then he goes round to the front and then gets shot by the bed with an arrow and that, and then the fucking sort of knock him out and that. Go and then they find that trainer bed who fucking is all like, "Oh no, we want to leave." So Bond's like, "Oh well, if you help us, we'll help you." And so she tells them where the sleeping quarters of the guards are, and so they go in there and like the fucking. They'd have probably shot him in real life, but in this they just keep him hostage and that, and then they go start having a fight with these dudes and that. Oh, like henchmen dudes are like fucking on patrol and that, and yeah, pretty half decent fight in that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah. You're right, man. The stuntmen in the old school Bond films were fucking crazy. Yeah, because there was a few that got fucked up because oh, A View to a Kill. There's the train scene in A View to a Kill where he's hanging off the side like it's Octopussy next week, but the week after I think it'll be A View. Oh no, because probably the week after I'll have to do the Sean Connery. But in a few weeks it'll be The View to a Kill, and the stuntman got fucked up really bad that he fucking was out for like a year or two with reconstructed surgery because he did like a stunt went badly wrong, and that I'll go into more detail, but yeah, fucking it was crazy as fuck, man. Yeah. And they used to think it and all pick like specialists who were crazy in that, and so fucking to do sort of shit like the the bike scenes or whatever. They pick some crazy dudes to like, oh yeah, we like riding bikes on fucking ice with spikes. Like, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, oh, get the window viewer on, fuck's sake. Yeah, anyway, they're fighting that and they get like smashed through a window and that shit. Well, Bond and the dude who he's fighting with. Being another crazy scene where that glass would have been sugar glass, but when you're smashing through sugar glass, though, you still can have accidents if the fucking sugar glass in fucking smashing right, and the big shards can be like real glass and that. Probably landed on a mat and that, but in the film though, they land on the sort of like bed thing and then like yeah, um, the ice skater bed because she's in there complaining about fucking where her trainer is, and she got slapped by the Chris dude, and then like she sees like Bond and that there, and the KGB dude, he's going to shoot Bond, but then she hits a fucking his hand with a bag sort of thing, And then she gets another slap from the KGB dude. But then Bond and that start fighting with the KGB dude. And then that Christoph dude, though, he fucks off with the ATEX machine because he's airing the Russian general who he's going to fucking sell it to, like, arriving in his aeroplane, I mean, his helicopter. Wait. Bond sort of like trips up the KGB dude, and he fucking gets the like candlestick stand, even though it's like a weapon because it's got spikes on and that. But it is supposed to be a candlestick stand. Well, he gets it in that and smacks it into fucking the KGB dude's face and that, putting him through a window and that. That he rolls off the roof and fucking falls down a fucking without 1,000-foot drop or whatever. He's dead. And then like the Columbo dude, he chases down fucking that Christopher dude with the ATEX machine and that. Start having a bit of a fight in that shit. Sort of like he gets away from him, but because then the like Russian general dude, he's landed now in that, and he's about to meet him for the machine, but he don't get away far enough. That fucking Bond gets there and gets the machine off him, and that shit, and then fucking Melina Baird comes up and wants to like shoot that Starov dude like dead with a arrow that, and Bond's like, oh no, don't. But if you want to do it, fuck it, do it. But before then, though, thingy, that Columbo dude, he fucking sees that Stratos dude going for a knife, so he throws a knife in his back, sort of thing, kills him in that. Then Bond gets the machine and throws it over the fucking side cliff wall, sort of thing. That he just fucking flies like a good fucking 1,000 foot because he just shatters into fucking dust nearly when it hits the ground. And that, right? Wait. The Russian guard helicopter dude pilot was going to shoot Bond, but the general like he's like, no, fuck it. It's like one of them where it was not life threatening or out, and so fucking Bond and that like say, oh yeah, it's a draw sort of thing, and that, so they like agree to like call it a draw and that. Because no one gets the ATEX machine, even though it's a British invention. And so, really, the British did win this because the British would have just fucking had to just rebuild the ATEX machine again. But and then Bond gets his second shag, even though you don't really see it, it's off camera. But he gets his second shag. Well, it's sort of like on camera. It's like underwater, but anyway. It's like underwater shag, I think. But anyway. Then like the Minister of Defence is with Q and that and some other dude who like, oh yeah, get Bond on the line and that. We're patching him through to 10 Downing Street, which is the Prime Minister's residence and that. But anyway, it comes through on his watch, but Bond places the watch on the parrot's food dish thing and just fucks off with his bed, strip off naked and do some skinny dipping. And so, like, they're calling for Bond and that, and then so the parrot fucking says Bond, because he's just repeating it and that. So like, oh, we got Bond and that, so they put him to like Margaret Thatcher and that. Oh, she plays Margaret Thatcher real well in that, like, because I know who Margaret Thatcher is and that shit. Like, I know it's not Margaret Thatcher, but if you didn't really know much about that, you'd think it was Margaret Thatcher. And the thing who plays Dennis and all, they play it fucking really good. You know, you think like, fucking, it is really them in that. I think some people did think it was them when it got released, but like that's oh no, it wasn't. But anyway, she starts like thanking Bond and that shit, and then the parrot, because she thinks talking to Bond, the parrot asks her for a kiss. He's like, gives a kiss. And she's like, oh really, Mr. Bond, and all this shit. Like, this is like the comedy bit, like all the like fucking really just put the comedy in this bit where fucking she's, you think she's talking to Bowie, she's talking to a parrot. And then like yeah, the parrot is, like gives a kiss off and then like Q and fucking the Misery Defense are like, oh what's happening? What's he doing? And they're like switch him off and that, they just cut the call. And they're like, oh, and then like you see Bond swimming off, as I say, gets his second shag on the end credits, doing a naked shag scene and that, yeah. And obviously it ends with James Bond will return in Octopussy. He did next. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, not as much fucking action, but still, it's a Bond film. They know they have to fucking have action in a Bond film. Like even with that last fucking effort, they know. Well, you're gonna get some good action scenes in. So yeah, pretty good sort of fucking action, but want as much as usual. But yeah, great film though. Like the comedy bit at the end with the parrot is worth watching that film for anyway. Yeah, for your age, it's the like shittest car Bond and all because even though there is a red and white fucking Lotus Esprit in For Your Eyes Only, the car that is considered the Bond car in this is the fucking Citroen. Citroen Summit. I forget, but like fucking hell. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. So yeah, great film, though. Great film. Fucking say like there's some bits where fucking like oh yeah, bit daft, but for a Roger Moore film, though, it's fucking quite serious. It does take itself or tries to be very serious fucking storyline and that shit. But yeah, Some crazy shit at the end of that because you have to have the comedy in. And that. Yeah. So yeah, I think that I'll end it there. Yeah, okay. So great film. One of them films where fucking you see some fucking pretty good fucking stunts and that, but you got some great comedy moments in it, but a really fucking funny comedy moment at the end of it. It's like, what a way. They just fucking got right. The Bond film's over now. And like, yeah, there's a bit of like comedy at the beginning, but most of it is quite serious. But like, right, film's over now. Let's fucking go really crazy. But yeah, great film though. Great film. But yeah, thanks to the CGH. Yes, man. Popping in that. Yeah. And Jason Elton, gentlemen, who says Roger Moore is an underrated Bond. Yeah, well, it's because it went comedy and that, and so people know, like, oh yeah, he was taking the piss a bit, but I don't think he's the best one. Because I always think, oh yeah, he's like a crazy Bond who fucking don't really care if he lives or dies. So like, yeah, he starts doing crazy shit and that. But yeah, but yeah, thanks for watching. And I say like, yeah, next week it'll probably be Octopussy. I don't. Hopefully, I'll have me fucking set up where I want to fucking. But I don't know. I might fucking depends how many views I get because I'll get loads of views because I like it where I show screenshots and that. I might have to start doing the screenshots, but yeah, see what the viewer count is like if it goes up or if it don't. So yeah, but anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.